Boom! We're off with another episode of Booze Your Daddy, the podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Alan Snyder, here with my boy, da-da-da-da-da. It's the motherfucking ZAC. Motherfucking Zach, dude!
Well, at least I'm looking better than Fitty these days.
Hey, inflation's been tough on that man.
Hi-yo!
Booze Your Daddy, the podcast. Tuesdays we do it live, even though this is Wednesday because Zach had a thing. Saturdays we post it later.
My buddy got Valentine's Day upgrades for the Rangers, so we got to sit center ice, but in theory we were a couple. All good. Whatever gets you there. Seats are fantastic.
Episodes posted every Saturday. Spotify, Pandora, Apple Podcasts. Subscribe. Listen to some episodes. Go back. Do whatever you do. We're having fun every week.
We're sponsored by Nike this week also.
Well, I figure if I'm gonna act like the boys today, I might as well dress like one.
The boys?
Zach, episode 116. I'm calling this one, oh yeah, want to bet?
I certainly do. I'm always up for a good bet.
Why don't you go ahead and give me a little bit of a head start and tell people what we settled in for our Super Bowl bet?
So my rules were no mayo, no spiders. And from that, you came up with loser has to drink a 40 on air. So you gave me 4 points. The Rams kicker missed the holder muffed an extra point. And here we are.
Yada, yada, yada.
Yada, yada, yada. Enjoy.
And we had a little disagreement. I said OE. You said St. Pauli girl. I
said St. Ides. Get crooked.
I went to the store and they had Steel and they had OE. So I ended up getting the one that I wanted. Except there's a little caveat. Now I will
Colt 45.
I will try to drink this out of the bag like the boys do, but the bag is going to make so many noise. Zach, I got a little screwed because my 40 is 42 ounces of freedom.
So freedom, baby. What am I drinking?
When did they add 2 more ounces? This is horseshit.
Because you got a plastic bottle with a big chug-a-lug. It's just to have the little thing that makes it like impossible to drink. It weighs 9 pounds and you can't drink it because the hole in a normal 40 is like that.
What are you drinking, my man?
In celebration of you having to drink a 40, I am drinking a nice glass of Johnny Blue. Just to be that guy. You're drinking a 40? Yeah. You're drinking a 40?
When's that from? The Reagan administration?
Yeah. Could be.
Look
Johnny Blue, baby.
All right, I can't even release the Kraken. This is just a twist off. I got to get through this in 30 minutes. All right. To you, Zach. Cheers.
We're celebrating Blue Label, baby. Top shelf. It comes in a coffin.
Oh, you know what this tastes like? The keg from college.
I want to be buried in exactly this. Jenna, write this down. With the Johnny Walker thing and the whole silk. Done.
That is a great Halloween costume next year. We need to do something, Zach, where you're just a suit with the Blue Label, not in a coffin, you ass.
No, I want the coffin. You're going to do it right.
So I can't help but we got to recap the Super Bowl show. Super Bowl show this past weekend. I had quite the party. I went to my buddy's house. There were 4.5 of us. It wasn't a little person. She was 6 months old, and he ordered enough food to serve an army. So everybody went home with something. It was a great time. Shout out to Timothy Tyler. Tell me about what you did.
I slept my ass out to Plainview, Long Island in the snow. Had a good time. The same party I've been going through for years. They also had way too much food. And we just, a bunch of dudes just sat around and watched football. That was it.
Just scratching and burping.
Oh, yeah. Not ourselves. You get scratch the guy next to you while the other guy burps. It's like a whole thing.
I'm going to need like a burp button on this, just trying to get through this. It's so cold. That was probably a rookie mistake, not taking this out and letting it get a little lukewarm so I could just chug it, right?
But by the way, that was the whole thing. I did like this, assuming you'd have trivia on the 40, or that you might have wanted me to do trivia on the 40. I did some research in general on it, and one of the big memes is like, once you get like halfway done, it's warm or it's hot. Like you can't actually like drink a bunch of them.
I may put this downstairs in the no-no bits just to warm it up a little bit.
Julia, wedding could be off for that. That's like the violates a prenup.
Kidding me? I made steaks and she asked me to suck her bone.
Well, that's great. And when you go to a judge, you go, Judge, he lost a bet, had to drink a 40, put it down his pants to warm it up, and then drank it. You're absolved. It's all good. Get him out of here. No one's coming back from that. By the way, why do we have a Russian fan who put up gibberish? Is that something? Did he get hacked? Is that the thing?
Ooh, that's when you've made it. Like, the best thing I heard this past week was everything that happened with Rogan. Some of the comedians are coming out and going, how do I get canceled? This is the best advertising he's ever had.
So isn't she supposed to be skating imminently? Isn't that the Russian chick who took the steroids?
Sha'Carri Richardson?
No, not Sha'Carri Richardson. What's her name? She has a name, Vanya Trub or something. Valieva.
You have a whole piece on her, apparently.
Not a piece. Oh, she's a piece. No, she's 15.
She's 15, Zach.
I know. So anyway, what do you think of her? Like, I don't have to have a problem with her. She's 15. Someone else gave it to her.
I would know. Her actual excuse is that her pills got switched with her grandfather's, which why is she taking exactly clearly.
Well, by the way, they make you the secretariat. They make your heart process oxygen. You're like unstoppable. But that said, she's 15, and if she was American, I'd be calling, for people's heads, like, oh, let her skate, let her skate, let her skate.
Your girl Simone Biles got engaged the other day.
Mazel? To who?
A gentleman who plays for the Houston Texans, linebacker.
The math of that is staggering, because he's working with what you've got in your hand right now, and she's about 4'2", though flexible.
I mean, come see, come saw, right?
Yeah, he'll come see and come saw. All over her. Oh,
Jesus Christ. Anita, you're killing me. I'm sober still.
Linebacker? I would have thought like maybe a shortstop.
Not a tight end.
Like a baseman. Tight end.
Zach, give me your highlights of the game of everything. Talk to me, Daddy.
You're not doing much drinking there. Actually, you made a good dent.
I'm trying. It's so cold.
By the way, it's like 2.5 Haagen-Dazs is what that thing is. It's 2.5 pints, you big fat ass. My thoughts on the game, I thought the first half was good. I liked that they let him play. I didn't love that the game came down to a penalty, but it was a penalty. And, you don't want it to be a penalty. Tyler Boyd, catch the ball that hits you in the chest. Shit happens. As far as the Super Bowl, they're never great games. They're never electric games.
You're out of your mind. That game was great.
It was a fine game. It was fine. It was, you know what? It would have been a better game if I gave any sense of two shits about the teams. The only thing I really had riding on it, other than nominal bets, was the joy of this. The joy of watching you drink 42 ounces of God knows what of swill.
I agreed to 40. If it gets down to the ass end of this.
This is not Die Hard 3 where you're mixing it up and trying to get the exact amount. Drink what's in the bottle.
Do you ever lay in bed and go through the Die Hard problem in your head? You're like, all right, 5 gallons, 3 gallons.
No, I got it in the theater before they did. I'm like a nerd like that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Any commercials jump out at you as like, that got me there.
Everyone loved the Larry David one, and I did too. He was so... You didn't like it?
No, I just knew you were going to say that because cryptocurrency bullshit.
It could have been for meth. It didn't matter. It was hysterical. Honestly, he was just being him, and it was great. God knows they had to pay him to do it. But I also loved the Michelob one with all the athletes, the bowling alley, like Buscemi behind the desk. Fantastic.
Can he do any wrong?
No.
Mr. Pink?
Mr. Pink, Airheads, and it goes on from there.
Airheads is a top 10 movie for people who've never seen it.
Airheads is amazing.
It's so good.
The side cast in Airheads, Ernie Hudson, Michael Richards.
Yesterday was Farley's 58th birthday, had he still been alive.
He's so good.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
He was great. Joe Mantegna, Michael McKean, everybody showed up in Airheads. B. Arthur, outstanding. So good.
I think we've talked about this, but whenever we talk about anything, I go, they made a book out of that? Nobody gets that reference ever. And
one person does.
Well, it's just clearly like Little Women is coming out in theaters last year or 2 years ago, whatever it was. And I started talking to something, and the people go, the book is much better than the movie. I go, they made a book out of that? And people look at me and go, you are so stupid. It hurts me right now.
A football helmet full of cottage cheese. Anyway, what else did you like? I thought those were the only two that jumped out at me.
If you looked at my Facebook log, I don't even know what it's called anymore, the halftime show was the best halftime show in the history. And I can tell you, all 4 people at my party were rocking. The mass consensus was, what is this music? What is with the noise up there? Zach, that was like, if you were 25 to 45, fire.
I'm not even a huge rap guy, but I like that. I liked West Coast rap in the 90s.
That's the problem. I mean, a big colonism is they make the Super Bowl halftime show for people that don't watch the other 20, 21 weeks of football, which is not you and I. We watch 10 hours every day. they kind of swung and missed on that one, where it was just like, what are they doing putting these guys out there when I'm watching that game? If it was Andrea Bocelli, it does not matter who the halftime show is. I'm watching every
so
single.
Let them pander to you for once. Let you have a little fun. Why not?
Samantha, only problem, it was too short. She is few. That's what my point is most people are like, the rap music and the noise, ugh.
Well, in general, wait, Samantha, are you OG? Do you have like a picture of Da Brat in your...
She doesn't know who Da Brat is, but Amanda is 3 years younger than me. That's in her wheelhouse.
Yes, but she could like Amanda Bocelli. She could also be a thug. Like, I don't know. It's Baltimore. Anything goes.
Calling her Amanda Bocelli might stick.
Not terrible.
Time to say goodbye. It was you.
Anyway, yeah, but you're the one who made it into a thing. Anyway, but is she like old school rap, like Salt and Pepper into that? Or?
Nah, she was more like boy bands type of thing.
She's rolling up one pant leg.
No, hey, how about this? Talking about I'm from Baltimore, 2 different interactions today where I had to say to somebody, I'm from Baltimore. And the people then went, what does that mean? No, it was the first person. It's actually a better story. It was just one of those like, no, I understand this. I'm from Baltimore. And they go, what does that mean? The second one was a patient's house I went to today who, let's just say it was very messy, very dirty type of thing. And they were like, don't judge us. We're doing this. I looked at them. I said, I'm from Baltimore. I'm used to this. And the girl said, what does that mean? I went, have you seen The Wire? No idea. I was like,
by the way, if someone said to me, don't judge, it's like, no, I'm judging. My choice. Dealer's choice. You can't tell me not to judge. By telling me not to judge, I'm judging.
Absolutely. Well, it is what it is. But the other thing, talking about the halftime show, and I wanted to ask you.
You also say I'm from Baltimore, like, I am Batman. I'm from Baltimore. You say it like Keaton.
Look, I don't consider myself PWT, but I mean, if the shoe fits, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You got nothing. Nothing to that.
Are you W?
Son of a bitch.
I mean, you got the old D there, but I don't know. I don't really. It's tough for me to think of anyone's Jewish as poor white trash. I just... Oh,
we exist.
I'm sure you do.
I have in my family, and not Samantha, but Samantha could name like 3 or 4 people in my family are like, oh yeah, they're garbage. Bar mitzvah too.
Samantha, start throwing names up there on the chat. Call them out. Garbage.
So at therapy today, this one guy I kind of bullshit around with, he starts going, did you see that Snoop did the Snoop dance? And I looked at him, I said, what in the hell are you talking about? And I can't even demonstrate this, but essentially he's hopping on one foot while his other foot is stanky legging all over.
The crunk dance, isn't it?
So I thought
the Crip walking.
So I said was, I know the Crip walk.
Yeah.
Which the best part was this white girl in the other side of the room goes, I know a couple of Bloods in high school. And she was so vanilla. And I looked at her, I said, my neck snapped. I said, you did not. And then she did the one of these where it spelled out blood with her hands. I was like, okay, you win. So this kid up there, he gets up there and he's doing
shot tomorrow by that. They all just show up and drive by your office.
So this guy, he does this kind of dance looking thing. And I'm looking at me and he says, do you know the Snoop dance?
You said stanky leg. I'm not going to let that just go. That's great.
Do you know the stanky leg?
Yeah.
Do you know why it's called the stanky leg?
No.
Because the concept is that if you had been wearing a full cast on your leg and they take the cast off and you tried to stand up or dance, your leg is just wobbling everywhere and also would be pretty stank because it had a cast on it for 8 weeks.
Oh, it's so nasty. And the cast is just rank.
Trust me, I'm a doctor.
Sure.
Anywho, so this guy gets up there and his leg is going everywhere and he goes, you know the Snoop dance, right? And I said, I've never seen it before. And then somebody else goes, well, what do you think that meant or what that is? And I just kind of put it all together in a split second. I said, oh, I assume he was writing his name with his right leg. That was the kind of thing. And the place erupts. Like, how did you figure that out? And I'm thinking in my head, well, one, I'm smart. But the only thing that came out was, I'm from Baltimore. Got nothing. Got nothing.
I don't think Baltimore gets the love that it should. That place is rough.
We are, in population-wise, barely cracked the top 20. Death-wise, we are top 3. We are medaling every year.
Medaling on the podium. It's nuts. Why is it like that? This little spot in the middle of the country, why is that the spot that everyone goes to kill each other?
I don't know. It's just poor, and it's outside of D.C., and you don't want to go... Trump had a whole rant about Baltimore at one time where he was really going hard. He was just like, why don't you guys worry about your home state of Baltimore? He was going after, I think, Elijah Cummings back in the day. And most people who just hated Trump were like, screw you, you're this. He was spot on, baby. People should be really more worried about their backyard than what he's saying.
Pretty good.
So anyway, I love the halftime show. And as far as the commercials go, nothing really tickled my fancy too much. I did like the salt and pepper, push it real good.
Yeah.
That got me there.
That was good.
I was one of the people who scanned the QR code for Coinbase, but didn't go to the website and crashed it just because I saw it and was like, Coinbase, I got one of those.
Well, they give you $15 if you don't, or something like that, if you didn't already have crypto. But
I already have it.
Everybody does, right?
Yeah. Well, that's like all these fantasy sites now, where it's if you bet $1 that Joe Burrow will throw 1 yard, you get $100. Like, just call it a sign-up bonus. What are you doing?
Right. It's not a real 100. You've got to then reinvest it. You can't just cash that out so easily. They're not dumb. It's not the free money store. That thing is going back to the house.
I hit most of my ridiculous props just to be fun, putting $5 here, $10 here. Jersey number, first touchdown, under 20 type of things. But do you remember my prediction for the Super Bowl? Rams win by 10. Didn't go so good for me.
Didn't you say it was going to be a blowout at one point?
I know what I said. Do you listen to me?
No, clearly not, because you're drinking a 40.
42. This is the Jackie Robinson of Walker.
Or the Rivera.
See what I did there? Jackie Robinson. 42.
I saw what you did there.
Is this thing on? I'm already getting a little fish schnicking, by the way. I have not that much more time to finish this.
Aren't they like 8% alcohol or something, though? Or the malt gets you there or something?
This is going to be rough.
Oh, I wish you had gotten the original malt liquor in America, Country Club. I don't know if they still make it, but I've done plenty of research on this.
Zach, can I tell you the best feeling I had all week?
It's going to be this.
Not tomorrow morning. I don't think anybody listens to this podcast, but I have officially muted every single person on Facebook who posts their Wordle stuff every day. I'm just like, I don't care. I don't even want to be friends.
And I'm a word guy too, and I like crossword puzzles. I'm quite the cruciverbalist, but I will not play Wordle, probably because I'll get addicted, and I don't want to be that guy.
But you can't get addicted. It's literally once a day. You cannot do it more than once a day.
Yeah, that's for a lot of things, by the way. But that said, no, you can get addicted on the concept. Like, I got to do it tomorrow. I'm itching for Wordle.
It's my wake up in the morning thing. I actually enjoy it. And sometimes if I'm up still at midnight, I'll do it. But it's fun to do. I have never posted it to anybody or anything. It's just fun to do. And, of course, Josh told me there's Dordle now, where there's 2 words. That's actually a challenge if you don't know about it. It's a lot of fun. But I blocked every single person on my Facebook, and I don't see their stupid results anymore. But I really wish I had the stones to say.
Pretty cathartic. It's like an enema.
Pretty much. I was like, I don't care. But here is my big gripe of the week. Call me Pishadoo if you will.
I might.
As I'm figuring out a word. Now, I would never use this word to describe anybody, but
go on.
It's a 5-letter word. I think I had I in the middle, and I wrote CHINK, like a chink in the armor, and not accepted in the game.
I thought you were going somewhere else.
Are you out of your mind?
It's 6 letters. I don't know. It's Baltimore.
I don't understand why that wasn't even. I'm glad it wasn't accepted because it was wrong. But
you got to write a strongly worded email to the Times.
You know what? I was really mad on Valentine's Day. I started off with Cupid and didn't get any letters. I was like, "Come on, this is what you do. Valentine's Day, you make your Wordle Cupid."
What was the word that day?
Moist. I don't know. That was a word like a week or so ago.
Oh,
and I was
just
like,
the house down. I didn't see anybody posting that one.
Nobody ever posts their word because it would ruin it if you hadn't done it yet. But the other thing that I saw this past week, and I think we kind of teased it last week, did you get around to seeing the Tinder Swindler documentary?
No.
Oh my God.
I know. I need to get into all of this documentary stuff.
It's just one of those things where you watch all these young women just get swindled out of their money. And I've seen a lot of commentary on it where people are like, "Oh, I feel bad for them." No, it's a you problem. If you're dumb enough to give money to somebody, I got news for you. Have I ever told you how I value my friends? Everybody has a number. It's how much money am I willing to lend you? And if I never saw it again, I'd be okay. Do you know how much that is for you, buddy? More than you think, not as much as you want.
$462.
Sure.
Less than that, you huzzer?
For you, and if you said, hey, if we
I'm in a red Chinese prison, I need $462, they kill me, get me out of here, the answer is no, or maybe?
That's different. I'm going more with we go to dinner and we rack up a bill and, we fight over the check type of deal. It's like, no, I got this, buddy.
I am excellent at the check dance of knowing when it's one too many and stopping. No, you pay. No, okay. Sometimes it's 2, sometimes it's 6. You gotta read the person.
Get around to watching this doc so we can talk about it another
Speaking
time.
Of a nice young girl's about to bilk us out of money. Kapuchna Banevra over there has hacked us twice now.
Or maybe they're just a fan, my man. Why can't they just be a fan?
Well, Vum today. She's wrote that twice.
Problem is, I don't know any of Russian letters. Like, it could just say, like, Michelle Williamson. I have no idea.
It's Kapuchna. And there's another hacker right there.
Tanta.
We should be so lucky.
Speaking of another hacker, I'll just go with another gripe of the week because we're there. I am so annoyed. Maybe it's just the podcast I listen to or who I interact with. I'm tired of hearing the word nefarious. It's just everywhere. I've never heard this word before this year, and everything's nefarious.
I've heard it plenty, but I never hear it, like, commonly. Is it a podcasting word? Those two broads from The Feelings didn't use nefarious. That was fun, by the way.
They didn't use a lot of big words.
I had a good time.
And then they called me out for being like, you were mean about us after we were on, because we were on their podcast last week.
Yeah. They called
Download, rate, listen. They're awesome.
They're not bad. They're doing their thing.
All right, Zach, let's move on to Pichadu of the week. I still have at least a half of this to go. I'm just going to go down the list of some things that I heard that kind of grinded my gears.
I thought it was got to be that holder who's the reason you're doing that.
Nah, it didn't have. You know what the truth was? I think I was in the bathroom when that happened, or at least.
Oh, you would have been seething.
Did you count that as an extra point or a 2-point attempt? Because we had an argument about that.
I count it as a muffed extra point. It ends up being a 2-point attempt because they fucked it up, but.
On my prop sheet, it said 2-point conversion attempted. And we went back and forth. I subscribed to, did they line up at the 2-yard line or did they not?
But I think you should have gotten credit for it.
Absolutely not.
No. Well, if it's on a prop sheet, yes. Fundamentally, yeah, it's an extra point that they fucked up. But, like, yeah, they actually did have to go for the 2. Because if they had succeeded, it would have been a 2.
I've been doing this prop sheet for about 8 or 9 years now, and this will be the 17th change that I've had to make because of issues. One year I went first score, touchdown, or field goal, and that was a stupid year. There was the safety.
Oh, God.
So now I have to add it to touchdown or other. I'll change it next year to, do they line up at the 2-yard line or something?
Intentional 2-point conversion. This was an unintentional one.
First candidate, Pichadu of the week. Now, I think we talked about the I Love Lucy being the Ricardos movie that came out on Amazon. As you know, I'm balls deep in the Oscars. I love the Oscars. They released their nominations.
Where do you watch the Oscars?
Where do I watch it?
Yeah.
Not at your house. I haven't been invited.
Well, that's where we're going because Grammy makes Oscar sheets and we bet on it. We pick every single one beforehand. By the way, a few years ago...
Grammy Anita or the other one? Oh, the old goat.
Yeah, exactly. So one year, like, and my, her husband, Albert, I guess stepfather, whatever, he always wins. Stepdaddy. He's quite good. He sees everything. One year, like, I got on fire on, like, Lime 3, makeup or cinematography in a cartoon, like the nonsensical ones. Best actor in a Columbus movie, as they said, Naked Gun. And I won, like, he was seething, because, like, but so that was staggering them, like of doing, we bet. It's a whole thing. We fill out every single one. You want bracket? You want in?
Let's do it. So the Ricardos, which I told you was hot garbage, got nominated for Best Actor, Javier Bardem, Best Actress, Nicole Kidman, Best Supporting Actress, Best Supporting Actor, J.K. Simmons. 3 of the big 4, or maybe big 5, did not get nominated for Best Picture. They're just giving the awards to the nominations of the people they like, right? It has nothing to do with anything else.
It's a weird Oscars because, like, none of these went into, like, the movie theater. So now that it's a different style. It's a different world out there.
10 nominations for Best Picture, and a movie got 3 nominations of the big 4 and didn't get nominated? Come on. It
was well acted and it sucked. That's a referendum on the script. It's a shot at Sorkin.
Candidate number 2 for Pichadu of the week. This is great. I think it's an English pastor. They had to rescind all of his baptisms because he said, in the Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost, we baptize you. And apparently it's I baptize you. So thousands of baptisms are no longer counting, and the guy had to turn in his robes. Was the church just jealous that they're not in the news anymore for diddling kids? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, I that's insane. So who's the Pichadu? Just the diocese Christian people?
Catholicism in general?
We'll go back to that, yeah, but that's high on my list. That's pretty damn awful.
British zoo has a bunch of monkeys that they need to repopulate. They have started playing Marvin Gaye's Sexual Healing over the loudspeaker to help get the monkeys going.
No problems with that. None. You were making a dent in that.
I'm not even close, man. I've got like a third left. And
oh, you're good. I have no problem with that. You're on too fast. Next question.
Logan Paul and Floyd Mayweather.
What do you want them to play? The Planet of the Apes theme?
Easy, buddy.
That's not bad.
It was the halftime show, I thought. No?
Oh, my God.
Come on. I'm clear. Anyways.
Eminem was there, so.
Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul were in a boxing match a couple months ago, last year, whatever. I watched it, didn't pay for it. Floyd Mayweather hasn't paid Logan Paul, and Logan Paul is taking him to court. Floyd Mayweather's defense is, dude, it was a pay-per-view. It takes some time to get the money in. Sit down, relax. I got
almost $1 billion. Like, how much was Logan Paul supposed to get on this thing?
Oh, he's going to get hundreds of millions. But Floyd Mayweather is saying, he's saying this. Sometimes he says, I'm still getting paid from 7-8 years ago. It just takes time. Relax there, young buck.
What a cheap guy. Right. Why does Mayweather have to pay him?
It's Money Productions. What's it called? Money something?
Oh, yeah.
The Money Team Productions, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So he's in charge. Next candidate. I saw this. This is great. Keeping up with the rapper theme. Rapper 2 Chainz, don't ask me to name who he is or his music, has dummy safes in his house. In case anybody breaks in, you might end up taking the wrong safe type of deal.
That's brilliant. That's like anti-Italian job. So you're going to get like a shitload of little Mini Coopers to rob 2 Chainz.
I just saw that and thought it was interesting, but segue to Pam and Tommy, the Hulu documentary.
I've heard it's great, actually.
We're 2 episodes in. The first episode is all about Seth Rogen being a carpenter, which is weird because a couple of times when they should have sworn, they end up using like friggin' this and funning around here. The second episode, there's so much tits and dong that you're like, I don't know if I'm okay with this. A lot of dong.
I don't love dong, yeah.
A lot of dong.
All right. I got a guy in my office, and he's in his 40s. He says it's great. He says it's very honest.
Last one. I don't even know if this piece should do as much as I just love this story. A Chinese tech company where they have all these nice young men sitting around on their computers has hired these good-looking young women in this kind of a Playboy bunny type of outfit to dance around while they're working to increase productivity.
How?
I don't know.
I need follow-up because, by the way, I think that would distract me and thus decrease productivity. I don't get them. I guess it keeps you happy.
All right, let's dive in, though. Clearly, the first 5 minutes, they're very distracted. Then they go to the bathroom, do their business, come back, and they're just all in, right? The Adderall kicks in, and they're chilling.
But then what's the point of the girls? If they're wired in and not paying attention to them. Then they're just dancing for nobody if you're not getting attention paid to you.
It gets the people going. Nobody knows what that means.
Great movie and timely. But
anyway.
No, I don't like anything about it. I think that should be a reward for good work. So finish first, then go into the bunny room. And you get taken care of.
First?
Yeah, finish your work first.
And
then you get to go into the bunny room. So, like, make it sporting.
Gotcha.
I think that if they're just dancing around, it would actually probably bother me at work. To the point where I know it would bother me at work because I went to a bachelor party at the Penthouse Club. It's a steakhouse. And they wanted to give you dances while you're eating. And really all I wanted to do was eat a very mediocre steak, actually bordering on bad. And I'm like, just go away and let me eat. And then I didn't want to do anything after that because I had fat steak belly. The whole thing was a bad concept, but I didn't want to be distracted while I was eating. So I don't think I did want to be distracted while I'm working. But if there's a reward for quality work or speed in the sake room, let's get nuts.
The sake room is great. There's no sex in the sake room.
Not for you. That's when you bring your own oldie.
Piece to do of the week, my friend. Ricardo's pastor, we don't baptize people. Marvin Gaye at the zoo. Floyd Mayweather, 2 Chainz, and the Chinese tech company.
It's somewhere
or anything else I've said in the last.
It's somewhere between the Chinese tech company and Christian people. I've also got to write in, though it's not as good as those. Anyone who overreacts to the Super Bowl and says Matthew Stafford's a Hall of Famer, get the fuck out of here. He had a few good years in Detroit. He'd never played a meaningful game until like this year, and he won a Super Bowl. Mazel tov. So have a million other quarterbacks. Do it again next year. We'll talk.
Christian right in all the.
I don't know. I don't like it. I see it on ESPN all the time. Like, oh, is he a Hall of Famer? He is not. Christian baptism and the whole bit. Didn't like it.
I got news for you. The article that I read was if Matt Stafford's in the Hall of Fame, you have to put Matt Ryan in way ahead of him, and he don't deserve nothing.
I'm in. Matt Stover's in. Like, anyone's in. Doesn't matter.
Easy, big fella, Matt Stover. You wish you had a Max Stover.
I absolutely do. Imagine going through 8 kickers this year. And he might actually be in the Hall of Fame. They don't put kickers in, but he was lights out.
They don't put kickers in?
Not much. They do, but it takes forever. It's impossible.
You don't think Tucker's getting in? I'll bet money on that. I'll bet you a 42 ounces.
Stover would hit like from 75 in Madden. It didn't matter.
Madden stats don't matter.
They do when you're playing your roommate in college.
Oh my God, that would be great if when they induct somebody and be like, and he was a 99 in Madden.
Yeah, Stover. Yeah.
All right, Zach, let's fly through trivia here.
Keep it as much time as you want. I got nowhere to be, and you got 12 ounces left.
I have less than 12 ounces, my friend.
That's impressive, man.
I'm right down to there. I thought this would be.
By the way, I haven't had an Old in forever. I couldn't even tell you what it tastes like at this point. They're not good.
It brings me back to a time where the aroma of an Edward 40 hands happened in a backyard.
Men were men, and that's a different story.
Keeping with the halftime show with the OE drinkers of the world, today I am going to give you the real name of famous rappers, and you have to tell me their stage name. I have 10 here, and I'll probably give you the next one because I forgot. Yeah, 10. We're flying through these, my friend. Question the first. Andrew Young.
Andrew Young?
Andrew Young.
I have no idea who Andrew Young is.
Breaking it down, I kind of ruined it a little bit. So let's go with Andre Young, or maybe I added a W. Andre.
Dr. Dre.
Hi, you got it. Good for you. Jesus Christ, this is gonna be a long one.
Yeah, this is gonna be a long one. You got time.
It's an easy one. Go. Question the second. Curtis Jackson III.
50.
There it is. Number 3.
Oh, like 75.
Christopher Wallace.
I think I don't know. Isn't that Biggie?
It is the Notorious B.I.G. Number 4, Sean Carter.
Sean Carter is Puffy.
Sean Combs, you idiot.
Oh yeah, Sean Carter. I have no idea then.
Jay-Z.
Oh, I would never. You're giving me a million guesses. I'm not hitting his over.
Number 5, Dwayne Carter Jr. This one you might get because I think he named like 3 or 4 of his albums like The Carter 1, The Carter 2.
I have no idea. Dwayne Carter? Nas, maybe?
It's in the first name.
Dwayne? Lil Wayne?
Lil Wayne! Got it!
Yeah, these are newer rappers to me.
Number 6, Calvin Brodus Jr.
Oh, that's Snoop.
There it is. Good for you.
See, now you're in my age range.
Well, hopefully you get the next one. Number 7. I had no idea about this one. O'Shea Jackson.
O'Shea Jackson. Warren G?
Warren G's name was like Warren something. I saw that when I was doing the research, yeah.
O'Shea Jackson?
Should have been on stage. I'll give you that much.
Tupac.
His name is, I think, Tupac Shakur.
Yeah, like I don't know who the hell O'Shea Jackson is.
Literally the other one. West Coast rapper from back in the day.
I have no idea who I'm missing.
Well, not Eazy-E, but the other one.
Oh, Ice-T?
Close.
Cube. Jesus Christ. Oh, God.
Ice Cube. All right, this one's hard, but I think you might be able to figure it out. Number 8, Cornell Haynes Jr. Use the first name. Cornell Haynes Jr.
Nelly.
There it is. You're never getting this one, although it's in your wheelhouse. William Drayton Jr.
William Drayton Jr.? Drake? Because my wheelhouse is Jewish?
No, but that's a good guess. No, Drake's name is like Aubrey something. That's
sure.
Like
I have no idea what he said. What's the name?
William Drayton Jr. Used to.
I Am?
He wore a clock, I think.
Oh, Flavor Flav?
Flavor Flav!
Oh, look at his real name. Nobody knows his real. Mom doesn't even know his real name.
I don't know if you'll get this one. I would have gotten this. Yassine Bey. Yassine Bey.
Yeezy?
No, he does a podcast now with Chappelle where he uses his real name.
Yassine Bey?
This is a hard one. I wanted to make some of them hard in case you smash this. It's Mos Def.
Yeah. I couldn't. I only know him from the Italian Job second reference.
All right. Number 11 for a bonus because I forgot this, and then when I was thinking about it, Earl Simmons.
Earl Simmons?
Ho, ho.
DMX?
DMX just died recently.
Jeez. He didn't make the halftime show.
And so I didn't count up these. I'd have to do it when I'm sober. But the other one that
4.
You did better than that with a little bit of help. The other one that I came across, which was so good. By the way, Kendrick Lamar, I wouldn't know him from anybody. No. Real name, Kendrick Lamar Ducksworth. Quack, 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 Mr. Ducksworth.
That's pretty good.
I saw that right there. I was like, wait, really?
I mean, how do they not lean into Ducksworth? Oh, wait, Kendrick Lamar is pretty formal and fancy also. Like, if you're going to do it, get a rap name. Get weird with it.
That's his real name, though.
I know. Like, get weird with it. Like all the other ones did. Down the hatch!
Lose Your Daddy, the podcast. Look at that. That's an empty 42 right there.
That's pretty good. That should be the money shot on Facebook right there.
I'll put a money shot on the Facebook.
I'm sure you will.
Zach, next week, I am off to the great state of Cruise Land, where I will be on a ship. So we will not be...
You're not going to come and bring it to me live from the Lido deck?
I am bombed right now. Just give me a break here. Okay? I just pounded 42 ounces of malt liquor in 30-some minutes. But I will be away,
baby.
To our fans. We're not going to let you down because we did an episode a couple months ago that I've edited, put together. We're going to put it out for people to download.
Is it a clip show?
No, it's the Indie Pods thing that we did where we talked about.
That was good.
That was funny as hell. We did not win anything.
We definitely won the Battle of the Bands. I saw the guy before us and the idiots after us. We won.
That episode will definitely be coming out. So for people, keep listening to the episodes. I had fun that time. Zach, this was an episode of all the episodes.
On the road. I like the feelings. I like the whatever her face crazy 2.5 hour shit show was.
They both want us back, by the way. We've been invited back to both of theirs.
I'll go back onto those West Coast broads. I'm not doing another 2-hour marathon. I don't have that in me. She's too crazy that. But I would return to the feelings if need be.
It can happen.
That was like therapy for me. That was my Frasier.
Booze Your Daddy, the podcast. Thanks for listening to this episode. I hope everybody had as much fun as I'm not going to have tomorrow morning. Keep listening to the episodes. Download. Please tell a friend. We're having a lot of fun with this. And go Orioles because it's baseball season. Pitchers and catchers, baby.
Is it? No one's showing up. Good luck, guys. Orioles' best season in years. Season canceled.